guys, how you doing? Today I have a Windwalker monk guide for you for patch 6.1 and Warlords of Draenor. Now this one's mainly going to be over the talents, and I'm going to show you which ones you should pick and exactly what they do. So let's get right into it. Okay, so for tier 1, level 15, I have chosen Tiger's Lust. Now Tiger's Lust out of the three is probably the one that you're mainly going to want to go with for PvP. It removes all snares for you, and like snares and roots, and also increases your movement speed by 70% for 6 seconds. Now that's huge, especially with our mobility. We can use that to catch someone in an instant, even if you're not in a snare. So like if a healer is running away and he's almost about to die, you can pop Tiger's Lust and increase your movement speed to catch up to him really easily. So that one is probably the one you're going to want to go with for tier 1. Okay, so for tier 2, I have chosen Chi Wave. Now, what Chi Wave does is it is a 40-yard range and a 15-second cooldown. But what it does is basically, these chi things pop out of you, and they deal damage, and they also heal you at the same time, and can bounce to a target for 7 times within 25-yard range of that target. So it deals 1,927 nature damage for 1,835 healing, and it bounces up to 7 times. So that's pretty decent healing, but also I have seen players in arenas use Zen Sphere, and I haven't actually used Zen Sphere, so I can't tell you if that's useful or not. Maybe people in the comments can help each other out, help me out, tell me which ones is like the best one to use. Also, I see people use Chi Burst, which I think they buffed it because it does damage for 10,000 and it also heals everyone for 10,000. So that's pretty good. I guess people use that in their burst sometimes, that's what I've heard. But I guess you can experiment with those too. I guess I should too, but for tier 2, in my opinion, I'd go for Chi Wave. Okay, for tier 3, I have chosen Chi Brew. Now, why I've chosen Chi Brew is mainly for big burst. What it does is it's on a 1-minute recharge and has 2 charges. So it instantly restores 2 Chi and generates 2 stacks of Tiger Red Brew. So with Mastery, what it is saying is you're gonna have 4 stacks of Chi Brew. But with Mastery, you're never just gonna have 4 stacks of Tiger, okay? What you're gonna have is more like 7. I usually get 7, that's because Mastery. And we have a passive ability that increases our chances to generate an additional stack of Tiger Eye Brew. And basically what it does is, well, I've already told you what it does, but you get to, you're about to burst someone down, you pop your Chi Brews, and boom, almost already 10 stacks. So it's really good for like needing Chi if you're energy starved or anything like that. Burst, definitely use it, and it has 2 charges, so you can like spread out. Now, Ascension, it increases your Chi by 1, so we would have 6, and it increases energy regeneration by 15%, also Spirit. But I guess this is okay, but I mean, it's not really helping us with our DPS. But I guess the energy regeneration is pretty good. Now, Power Strikes, every 15 seconds, your next jab, spinning, crank kick, expel harm, or cracking jade lightning generates 1 additional Chi, or a Chi Sphere if already at maximum Chi. So that can help us get more Tiger Eye stacks, but I mean, I'd still go with Chi Brew. Tier 3, Chi Brew. Okay, for tier 4, I'm gonna put this out here, Windwalkers, all of you need to choose Leg Sweep. I'm not even gonna talk about the other 2, especially charging Oxwave, because that's useless in arenas. So Leg Sweep is what someone does that knocks down all enemies within 5 yards, stunning them for 5 seconds. So that's really good for stunning a healer, or what I usually mainly do it is when I'm bursting, I always use leg sweep before I burst. So I have all of my cooldowns popped. I'm ready to burst them down, have my Tiger Palm buff up, have the Rising Sun Kick debuff up on them, and I just go to town with a Fist of Fury. And usually I also put in a Hurricane Strikes, but I'm going to talk about that when we get to the 100 tiers, you can see. But anyway, for tier 4, use leg sweep. Okay, for tier 5, I have chosen healing elixirs, and what it does, it heals you for 15% of your maximum health when a damaging attack brings you below 35% health. Or when you drink a brew or tea while injured, this effect can only... It does the same thing when you're below 35% health and you drink a brew, but it can only happen in 18 seconds. But this helps with our survivability so much, like you have no idea. I've lasted at 30% health for an entire game relying on my healing elixirs, and it helps. Trust me, it helps. I guess you could use, when you're going like a caster team, I'd definitely say diffuse magic, especially when a warlock has popped all of his cooldowns and is like trying to go to town on you with chaos bolts. Definitely use diffuse magic, I guess, for that, but also on any occasion I'd still be using healing elixirs. So for tier 5, my bad, go healing elixirs. Okay, for tier 6, there's a dispute between Invoke Zoom or Chi Torpedo. Rusting Jade Wind, it was good in MOP, but now that we rely on a lot more energy, we're kind of energy starved every time we use it, because in MOP we could just spam it and we'd be fine, but now we're energy starved a lot. So Rushing Jade Wind is just you're not gonna be able to do anything. Now, Invoke Zoom, I always pop it when I'm bursting. It does tons of damage. He lasts 45 seconds. He is like all around just really good. I've seen him one-shot someone before. No lie, I've seen him one-shot someone. Now, Chi Torpedo, I've seen a lot of people use it. It replaces roll and travels faster, and also every time you use it, it heals you and does damage. So that's good, but it's basically your personal preference. If you want to stay alive, I guess it'd help in your survivability, but we already have decent survivability. So I mean, I guess if you just want to survive a lot more, and like risk a warrior coming at you and pummeling you after you use Chi Torpedo to get behind cover and use Surging Mist, I guess use it, but I use Invoke Zoom for burst. Invoke Zoom also helps with rogues. If a rogue trying to get a re-stealth, I always pop Zoom in. That rogue can barely ever get a re-stealth on when Zoom is on him. So for tier 6, go Invoke Zoom, in my opinion. Now, tier 7, the final tier, in my opinion, go Hurricane Strikes. Hurricane Strikes is our biggest damage ability. It's huge. You can almost one-shot someone with it. Almost. You can't do it yet, but you can almost do it. Now, Serenity is what we used in 6.0, but Windwalkers were really bad at 6.0, so I don't think anyone played them, except for like the top-rated players who just stuck with it. I didn't stick with Windwalkers because Windwalkers are really bad in 6.0. So Serenity is what you would use in 6.0, but now it's really bad. Now Chi Explosion is good too. I see a lot of people using Chi Explosion, but again, they can't kill people as fast as they do with Hurricane Strikes. Like when someone is at 45% health and they have no more defenses, and you have your burst up, you leg sweep them, Tiger's Eye Brew. I usually pop Fortifying Brew for an extra damage. I pop Zoom. I do everything a mug should do when he bursts, and a Hurricane Strikes, he's dead. Let's just put it that way. He can't escape. He's dead. I don't even have to use Fist of Fury. He's dead. Now with Chi Explosion, I guess I've never used it. It puts a dot on you for 2 Chi, generates Tiger's Eye at 3, and hits all enemies with 8 yards for 4. And when it just does 1000 damage per Chi consumed, so I guess that's okay, but not really. I'd always go Hurricane Strikes for big burst. So for tier 7, Hurricane Strikes. Okay guys, here's a list of all of the talents that I have chosen, just in case you need to see them again. So here you can just see all of the talents I have chosen from tier 1 all the way down to tier 7. 15 to 100, same thing, but here they are, just in case you need to see them again. Okay guys, that's it for this video. This has been the Windwalker Monk patch 6.1 for Warlords of Draenor, and this is the talents. Later on, I'm gonna make a playlist. I'm gonna add the videos for all of the, what's it called? Like glyphs, rotations, stat priorities. All of that's gonna be in this little mini series or whatever you want to call it. But anyway, I might even make a transmog video on my transmog. I get a lot of compliments from it, and I really like it. It's one of my favorites transmogs so far. But I do have to give credit to Ponda TV for making the transmog. It's actually his transmog, but I have changed up, like, he had goggles, so I put Cursed Vision of Sargeras. The tabard he uses, I use a different tabard. Mine is for honor points, so I bought it. And then his weapons, mine are different. So mine blue, they match the transmog. But I will, I gotta give credit to him. But anyway guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like, and comment, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.